Jalen Hurts, Trevor Lawrence versus Justin Fields. Those four quarterbacks have combined to lose one game this season. Together, they've amassed 16,896 yards of total offense and 193 touchdowns. Let's start with Joe Burrow, who won the Heisman with the highest share of first-place votes and largest margin of victory ever. He's on pace for the best completion percentage in FBS history and very well could be the #1 pick in next year's NFL draft. Then there's Jalen Hurts and his 51 touchdowns, the same number Kyler Murray had entering bowl season last year and 2 more than Baker Mayfield's Heisman season total. Jalen's former team, Alabama, the one he won a national championship with in 2017, will sit at home while he has another chance at the ultimate prize. You'll also see Trevor Lawrence, the reigning national champion, has never lost a collegiate game. And forget what you heard about his sophomore slump. Lawrence leads the nation in passing efficiency since October 1st. He's the presumptive #1 pick in the 2021 draft, and we'll see what happens there. Now, finally, Justin Fields. He's thrown 40 touchdowns against 1 interception and is on pace to set the FBS record with that ratio. A prime example of transfer portal success. If Fields had stayed at Georgia, he'd be missing out on the playoff instead of leading the nation's #1 offense on a quest for the Natty. What a gift this is. One day, 4 game-changing quarterbacks. Saturday can't come soon enough.
Outstanding. So we're looking forward to that. And the matchups are outstanding, and you'll be covering one of the games for us. But, Mike, here's a fascinating piece of this. Because Trevor Lawrence is going to be the #1 pick in the draft, and Joe Burrow is going to be the #1 pick in the draft, and Justin Fields, I think people project to be a very high draft pick when he becomes eligible a year from now. But you were telling us this morning a fascinating idea about Jalen Hurts that might actually be the most interesting of them all.
A lot of people in the NFL started talking about the whole idea is, let's say the Baltimore Ravens draft him, and now you put him in the backfield with Lamar Jackson. And candidly, guys, is that what football looks like in 5 years, where you have 2 people that could run it and throw it? They would be impossible to defend.
Is it? I mean, that is so fascinating, because I've had people ask me, and I don't know the answer. What we're seeing in Lamar Jackson, is this just a once-in-a-lifetime talent in Lamar, who is special in every way you can be? Or is this actually the beginning of a new chapter of professional football 100 years in?
Greeny, it's more of the latter, because at the end of the day, in pro football, we play with what college football puts out, and this is where the sport is evolving. And hats off to John Harbaugh and the Baltimore Ravens. They're going to be so hard to defend, not only with what they're doing now with Jackson and their tight ends, but could you imagine if they have a second element that could run it and throw it?
Well, or is it? Because, Laura, you just said it in your essay. The first pick in the draft this year is going to be Joe Burrow. He doesn't play like that. The first pick in the draft next year is going to be Trevor Lawrence. He doesn't play like that. How many quarterbacks are there that could do this sort of thing are we getting out of the college ranks?
Well, they're not going to be that many. I mean, look, that would play at this level, right? That you would say, okay, this is an NFL quarterback who's able to do this. I think the interesting thing about all of it is that you're seeing so much of these guys be willing to share some of that. Look, I mean, Jalen Hurts, as his story's been out there, he's a guy that shared the quarterback position and then lost it to Tua Tagovailoa, then, of course, goes to Oklahoma, still had to battle for that job. I think he would be really interesting as the perfect example of somebody who might want to sort of share some of that load with a Lamar Jackson or somebody at the next level. And to me, the game's going to continue to evolve, Greeny, and to Mr. T's point, it comes from college, but you're going to see this talent still be diversified. You're going to still see the Joe Burrows of the world, and that's still a way to play quarterback. It's just we see a lot of these dynamic athletes with more of an opportunity to play at that level.
Laura, that's a great point. I think diversification is a great word for it. When you work with Rex Ryan or you talk to John Harbaugh, they all say the same thing. When the quarterback has the ball in his hands and he can make plays with his feet, it puts so much more pressure on a defense. So even in certain packages, we're going to see more of this, not less of it. And could you just imagine Lamar Jackson, maybe Mark Ingram, and Jalen Hurts in the same backfield? How do you defend that?
Now, it is a fascinating way to look at the future. Anyway, our Christmas Day Sports Center, 6 Eastern tonight, is coming your way with Kawhi and LeBron's Christmas wish lists ahead of tonight's battle for L.A., Sunday's NFL playoff scenarios and X Factors, and how Drew Brees is sending his best to those who contributed to his success at Sports Center, 6 Eastern on ESPN and the ESPN app. As we continue on this very merry edition of Get Up on ESPN, it's time now for a special visit from our friend Woody Claus, who is here with gifts for all the good little girls and boys of the National Football League who made it onto the nice list this year and stayed off the naughty list. Woody Claus, who gets the first gift?
Yes, Greeny, I come bearing gifts. And the first gift I'm going to bring to the table is the San Francisco 49ers, boys and girls. And here's why. This is a team last year that finished 4-12, and this year they're well on their way to being the #1 seed in the NFC. You're talking about a team that's second in the league in rushing. Their defense is ferocious. They're playing bully ball. They have a front four that will scare anyone out of the way. So this team right here, boys and girls, could very well find themselves into the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, Nick Bosa has eaten the milk and cookies of practically every quarterback in the league so far this season. Okay, who's next on the nice list?
This is a gentleman I'm very familiar with. We're going to talk about the GOAT in Bill Belichick. As much as we've excoriated the Patriots offense, who are the weapons? Where are they going? Does Tom Brady look like the Tom Brady of old? We're talking about a Patriots team that is 12-3, have already wrapped up the AFC East and are well on their way to the second seed in the first round bye in the playoffs. You can never discount this Patriots team. Why? Because of this gentleman right here in Bill Belichick.
Yes, he got on the nice list, even if he does look a little bit like the Grinch. Okay, and finally, who gets our third and final gift this morning?
This one, man, you get multiple gifts for this guy. I'm talking about the league MVP in Lamar Jackson, the running back that's playing the quarterback position. You're talking about a guy right here who's thrown over 3,000 yards, rushed for over 1,200 yards. He has this Baltimore Ravens team looking ferocious, looking fiery. They've locked down the #1 seed. This team is scary, boys and girls, so make sure you have your milk and cookies tonight.
Yes. If you're looking at the nice list, the #1 name on it, no question this year, is Lamar Jackson. So that's the good news. A little bit later in the program, Woody Claus will be back with a naughty list. You won't want to miss it.
Oh, can't wait for that. And the Milwaukee Bucks are on a roll, currently holding the best record in the NBA. Guard Chris Middleton has proven to be a big part of their success. Perhaps more important than the impact he's made on the court is the one he makes off it this holiday season.
To me, the Christmas spirit is about joy. Spreading joy to one another, people you don't know, people you do know, people you love, just any and everybody.
Christmas is always a special holiday for Chris. He gives things for people, even at a small age. For him to want to give others on Christmas, it means so much to us as a family.
This was a pleasant surprise. We were talking about like all surprises aren't great, but this was a great surprise.
This was great. I'm glad you guys are enjoying yourselves.
Yes, thank you again.
Just knowing what moms go through. The hustle and bustle of taking care of their kids, going to work, providing for their family, and doing that as a single mother is tough. Sometimes you just definitely want a day where you get catered to, relax, and get taken care of. Hi. How are y'all doing today? No, thank you guys for everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, hope you guys are enjoying the great spa day, getting your nails done and everything.
Nice surprise.
Perfect.
Thank you.
I feel really special right now.
You are really special.
That's amazing.
You got your jacket yet? What color y'all gonna go with?
I want pink.
You want pink? You said black? So this is Christmas here at MLK School. Been on a great event with United Healthcare, gave back a lot of coats for these young kids.
Today was an amazing day. It was so electric having Chris Middleton here at school, and this will definitely help our scholars to make sure that they have a nice warm coat during this winter season.
Giving them all on and off the court as far as, trying to put on a show for Christmas Day, trying to get a win for my team and my city, of course, but then also off the court, help many people out.
It's a wonderful story. Here's another favorite athlete of all time right this second. How about Michael Thomas? His record-setting career on the field, not enough. He spent time making a huge impact off the field, stopping by a children's hospital to deliver Christmas gifts to the kids. There are so many more athletes doing things like this than get the attention they deserve. A Merry Christmas to one and all. All right, coming up here on Get Up, the showdown in L.A. Who needs to win it more, the Lakers or the Clippers? Jalen Rose will be here talking Christmas Day basketball in a moment. And, of course, LeBron James.